Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're not talking about tarot at all, but rather the newest oracle deck in my collection, the Mother Mort's Carnival of Souls Oracle. Now, a lot of times, I prefer oracle or tarot decks over oracle decks because of the structure of it and the answers that come with it, and it's become I'm so confident in it, and I've learned it so much that the words just come to me, flow through me like there's someone talking through me. I've even had people tell me that people that can see spirits and stuff, they said there's someone standing behind me when I do readings, talking through me, telling me what to share and everything. So that's why I actually prefer the tarot. But when you get a reading from me, I always add oracle decks to my readings too. The difference being I will share the guidebook with you every single time, and not just my own personal feelings about them or my own personal meanings of them. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to share the Mother Mort's Carnival of Souls Oracle. I'm going to look at the cards the same time you do because I haven't seen all the cards in this deck yet. I've watched the videos about it. I've seen it on social media. US Games, that's who has published this. I think it says that on the back. Yep, right there. There's a little fool from the US Games Incorporated from Stamford, Connecticut and everything, and there's the background. Now, the reason I fell in love with this deck when I saw it online are people's reviews about it. Some people are extremely creeped out by clowns and things like that, and it's they said it's Carnival's based in the early 20th century, and I'm rather obsessed with that time period, so I was so excited to see this deck. So we're gonna get right into it. You can see it's still in the plastic and everything. I took it out of the shipping box, but we don't have to see me trying to rip that thing open, because that was definitely an obstacle, trying to get that thing out of the little package it sent it in. We got it in the plastic. We're opening it up. You can already tell how much work has gone into it. See that foil and everything. See the skulls. I absolutely adore skulls and everything, so this is really exciting. I'm hoping it's creepy and everything too. So there is the box, and the box actually looks like a book, so that's really cool. The back, I've already showed you that a little bit. And it says right here on the back, I'll go ahead and read it to you. Step right up and enter Mother Mort's Carnival of Souls, a magical place where you will experience the karmic balancing of life. There's a period there. Mother Mort is a powerful triple goddess who leads you through the Carnival of Souls, where you'll witness death-defying acts and meet a host of frightful characters. For this is where the cursed ill-doers meet their fate and face their doom. Those, like young Jane, who has suffered more than their share of misery, find a kind of magical cleansing and rebirth here. Which fate will you encounter? Read the poignant story of Jane's strange carnival odyssey in the 80-page hardcover book. Meet the menagerie of creatures and characters in the 32-card green foil accented oracle deck with gilded edges. Discover their messages in the 76-page full-color guidebook. This deluxe set includes your own copper carnival ticket as well. So all of everything is included in this box. You can see there's the hardcover book. You can see the little guidebook there too. So another thing that I love almost as much as I love a tarot, okay, I think actually technically it's equal with the tarot, is reading. I love reading. I love writing. So the fact that this comes, we got it gonna open right there. Ooh, let's just take a moment to appreciate that as well. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, see that? How it's all shiny and holographic. That is awesome. Here's our ticket admitting us into this. The back doesn't have anything on it, but there's that ticket, so that's really cool. I'm going to set that aside so it doesn't get hurt. And here is the book, the hardcover book they were talking about. Doesn't seem that thick, but it did say 80 pages, so it's not Harry Potter sized or anything like that. But there it is. I'm going to push this aside for a minute. We're going to take a minute to look at the book. I don't think I'm going to sit here and read it all, but we can get an idea of what it involves rather than just look at the pictures of the cards, because you really want to get into this, get in to see how amazing this is. And like I said, oracle decks, they always get added to my readings. They're not the main focus, but they give us more information than we had before. I've got quite a few different oracle decks that I always throw in there. Every time you see me in a festival, every time that you book one online, all of it will always have a form of an oracle card in it as well. And if you see any oracles like this one and you want it added to your reading, then let me know when you book the reading. Let me know that this is one that you want to have in your reading as well, and I'll absolutely make that happen. So even the green book right there, green little lace right there, so you can keep your spot in there too. So if you get into the book and you don't want to read it all in one sitting, you can definitely go and read it at another time. We have an in memory of Jennifer Kaplan right here. Thank you for sharing your sharp wits, kind heart, and support of the arts and artists. We will always cherish the absurd gifts and dark humor you brought into our lives. Jennifer Kaplan definitely sounds like an interesting person. I would have loved to meet her because the absurd gifts and dark humor that's definitely something I can relate to. A little bit darkness in life makes everything a little bit more fun. Got the different information here about the people that created this book. Get the contents over here done in acts. Act 1 is Mr. Edwin Cartwright pays his respects. Act 2 is a special invitation to Mother Mort's Carnival. Act 3 is The Witch in the Hall. Act 4 is You'll Never Leave This Place, Jane. Act 5 is the Memento Mori Machine. Almost dropped it. Act 6 is the Siren Song. Act 7 is the Maiden, Mother, and the Crone. They said she was the triple goddess, Mother Mort, so there it is right there. So I assume these are the different cards and different characters we'll meet in the deck. And then it starts. It starts with the story right here. Got that different thing. Different message here. Yeah, there's a strong part of me that wants to go through and read all this, but I don't think I'd have a voice left if I did that. So I'm not going to do that. But you can see there, like, it keeps going. There's a lot to go with, a lot to share and everything. So there, right there, it says, transformed into a crow, the boy was compelled to travel with the street vendors. Furthermore, doomed to live out the rest of his life rest of his years as a bird, able only to call his new name as a warning to others. So I don't know how I just picked that up right there. You can see him there turning into a crow. I don't know if that would be such a horrible thing, just to be a bird for a couple days, you know, flying through the sky. Dream would definitely be a duck, because a duck can not only fly, but it likes to swim too. So duck, geese, that kind of thing, that is definitely an animal I would like to be. You got the different black and white illustrations and everything on some of the pages, and then some of the pages you don't. Here we already are at Act 3, and there's that creepy clown that people hate, but many of us love as well. You got different pages here. Doesn't have any, well, yeah, it does, like down here it's like tells you what number page you're on, and there's so much information, and this is just a book. Like here we're already at Act 4. You got the different pages as well there. And a lot of the oracle decks, like they have that guidebook that we talked about with the message, but I've never seen an oracle deck that was created like this. One that has the story and it tells you the information about it. It tells you like all the characters. So this is definitely one that I'm going to be working with a lot, trying to connect with it more, trying to get to know the characters, and definitely reading this like page after page to see what the story has to share, because the story is what this oracle is all about. There you've got the like creepy black and white illustration up there, the creature from the deep coming up and like pushing that guy's head down, or maybe trying to save him and lifting him up, who knows. There's that. We got Act 7 now, and you got the different illustrations down there. Yes, this is an extremely detailed book. It's probably a fantastic story. There's a nice little clown right there. One that I am definitely going to read. I'm just not going to do it today. And if you want to like pause and try to read the pages and like screenshot them or whatever and try to see what they say, feel free. You know, it's entirely up to you if you want to do that. There we're at the back. There's the end of it. And now we're getting into the deck so far. Well, we're getting into the cards. That's what we really want to see, right? So we've got this too, the guidebook, and you can see there, you've got the little spread right there. You've got the spreads, how to shuffle your deck, you know, shuffling. Oh, I always say, you know, shuffle to the best of your ability. Do it however you want. Those bridge kind of things, you know, that will warp the cards a little bit. So I always kind of try to do it really easily so I don't hurt the cards. But you do you. That's what life is. You got the different things in here, the different cards, the interpretations. You got the different backstories and everything too. So that is really cool, because you got the different information there. So not only do you have that book that we just showed, that book right there that tells the story, the guidebook tells the story about the different characters as well. So this is an extremely detailed deck, the oracle deck that it is. So I'm really excited about this, and this is what we've been waiting for, right? We got the cards right here. There's 32 of them. They're still in the plastic, and it's got a nice little safe place there, and the ribbon in here matches that ribbon, if I can get it back yet, matches that ribbon that we have in here too. So it's kind of all connected. It's got that creepy little like beautiful emerald green. I think that's emerald, maybe not, but you see those different backgrounds and everything. I love like the death moths and everything right there, and you got that background. You can turn them upright and reverse, so maybe that will share some information too. But you can see it's very much in the plastic here, so we've got to get that plastic off. See if I can do it nice and, you know, look like I'm not struggling with it. Alas, no. Trusty scissors, I have to like use you. And that little snip from the scissors definitely helped me get the little break I needed to get these beauties out of the packaging. It's always so much fun to get a new deck. I don't care if it's Oracle, I don't care if it's Tarot, it might even be playing cards, but those new decks, it has that new deck smell, and it's just always, it's like Christmas every day. So Yes, they definitely have that new deck smell, and like I think I've said this before, like it'd be so cool one day if you can actually have that, call it smell-o-vision or something like that. That would be really, really awesome to actually be able to smell what you're seeing. Anywho, first card we're gonna go like this. We can kind of see all the illustrations. Arsenic Jane is the first one we see. We've got that illustration right there. It's kind of foliaged. You've got the foiled, like the bright green around in the circle. You've got the skull down here and it's kind of foilized, so that's really beautiful. Look how it like rainbows and everything. So there's Arsenic Jane. Then we have the Bone Fairy. Oh, look at that Bone Fairy. He is awesome looking in his wings and everything. He's got that foliage. Wow. Just wow. Like, I thought Arsenic Jane was cool with hers, but Bone Fairy's definitely like taking the lead there, because look, just enjoy like how his feather or his wings kind of just like rainbow eyes. I'm making up all kinds of words right now. Smell-o-vision, rainbow eyes. This is fun. So you got Bone Fairy right there. Carl Scheel, yeah, I think that's right. The chemist, he is next, and it's got all the little lollipops and everything right there. And his lollipop, it's definitely holographic, so that one is extremely fun. Although he looks very creepy. But speaking of creepy, here's the Crone Mort. She looks creepy as well, but she's got so much wisdom. She gives me major hermit vibes right here. And hers has a little foil and everything on there that changes colors and stuff, so she is awesome as well. Dream Cadaver. We're going on the creepiness. Creepy eyes, right up my alley. I love this. Dream Cadaver, like I said, you got that one. His background, definitely holographic, definitely cool. I think, like, actually, I'm looking at it as you're looking at it, and mine is like vision with me. Like, I'm looking at it with just my eyes. It's not doing that holographic like it is for you in the video, so that is really cool. Fire Eater is up next. She is beautiful. Like, reminds you like Aries. Aries definitely comes to mind with that fire, that passion, that enthusiasm. So she is gorgeous, and you've got that little foliage going on there too, like on her dress and everything. Blood Winks, like Humpty, or I can't remember the names. The Tweedle brothers. Like, I can't. Wow, Alice in Wonderland Tweedles, like that's reminds me because they're twins. But you got the Hoodwinks right there, and their little dance with the holographic stuff. The King of Crows next. Now, is this the guy that became the crow that we talked about in the book? Perhaps. That's why we need to read the book. You got like the spookiness coming out and everything, but it's still absolutely beautiful. King of Crows right there. Kismet is next. That reminds me of the character, like the animal from the Never-Ending Story. When I watched that as a kid, it really seemed like it was never ending to me. I did not enjoy it, but that's beside the point. You've got that creature right there and the holographicness behind him of all rainbowy, so that one is fun. Lady Macaria, the astounding Lady Macaria, you got her right there, and her beautiful rainbow sword circle with her eating a sword right there, and she looks like Princess Leia in one of the Star Trek or Star Wars movies, the one where she was like a slave to, I think it was Boba Fett. So you've got that illustration there, quite beautiful. The Lightbringer has a candle, like a candelabra melting on her head. That does not sound enjoyable at all, but those candles, those flames are definitely beautiful, aren't they? Ludus the Wag is up next, and it's a creepy clown, but I just think he looks happy. He looks like compassionate and loving. Yes, I'm kind of a fan of clowns myself, so that one is really fun. Madame Pythia. Pythia is right here. I love that name, Pythia. It's one of, like, I think, did they win season 2 of the were they, I think they were at least one of the contestants. They might have actually won season 2 of Canada's Drag Race, but I think they were just one of the contestants. But that definitely reminds me of her, so that is beautiful. Madame Mort, we had like the Crone Mort, now we have Madame Mort, or Maiden Mort, not Madame. So you got Maiden Mort right there, so she's definitely like just beginning, and she's getting all that wisdom there now. The Memento Mori machine. So Memento Mori, isn't that death in like Spanish or something? So you've got that illustration right there. Creepy but magical too. Miles Taddy, I think that says it. The amazing Miles Taddy. Got that illustration too. I'm just loving like this. I turn it that way too much, then the like it's on it. But I'm just loving like this ability, like the holographicness. Like there's nothing quite as pretty as like the rainbows and everything just popping out. Mirror Mary is right there. I don't know. Like there was some kind of like thing when you were like a kid, you said it like in the bathroom or something when you told Mary to come out of the Bloody Mary. That was it. So maybe that's like a little nod to that one. there's just the font there and those two little lines, or those two little diamonds, they make that little shimmery rainbow stuff too. Mr. Kane is next, and you got that illustration. His sunglasses, they make that, I believe. And the banker, he's the banker, so he's the one that like funds the whole carnival, perhaps. Molly and Wally, the clowns, like the twin clowns and their elephant. So that one is really fun. He looks a lot like the other clown that we saw in there. There's that illustration. Morrigan, the great queen. Ah, yes, the Morrigan. I don't know if it's the same Morrigan, like the goddess that would go, like, she could turn into a crow or a raven and everything, and like go on to battlefields and stuff, and like, you know, the ones that turned her down, like, just help fight for the other team. So that one, I love that. That's awesome. Mother Mort. So we had the Mother, Maiden, and Crone. Here's the Mother version of the Mort. She's got the keys. So she has all the experience of the past, all the experience of her childhood and her maiden times. She got the experience of motherhood as well. So there is that illustration. The Gineken. I'm going to go with that, to the Gineket, because I think that N is silent, but I'm not positive. So there is that illustration. He's got the like moth at his mouth and everything. Downright creepy, but awesome. I'm not even going to try to knuckle act. We can't see like the rest of the words, so I'm not sure who he is. That's where the guidebook comes in handy. So that's that illustration. One-Eyed Jack, he looks like the ringleader for the carnival and everything, so that one is really awesome. I love how that background is. It's like whimsical and fun and everything. Oh, to be alive in the early 20th century when everything was beautiful, everything was just coming alive, like all the entertainment, everything we have today, that's when it really started, that beauty and everything. That's when the Rider-Waite-Smith was created, 1909. So just think of all the magic that existed back then when it was new, so it was magic. And like the things we take for granted today, it was just beginning back then. So yeah, I'm obsessed with that time of year. The Puppeteer is next, and you got that background there. Creepy puppeteer, but awesome nonetheless. I love creepy. Creepy kind of goes along with crows, I think, and it's just the things that other people like think are just downright gross or disturbing or creepy. I think I just like the fact that they don't like it, and that's why I like it, but that's not really here nor there. Professor Simberg, the artist, you got that illustration. He looks like, kind of, with the exception of the face, he reminds me like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I'm wondering about his artistry now. Again, this is why the guidebook and the book itself is definitely handy with this deck. Sandman. Sandman is next, and you got that illustration as well. He looks sleepy, but he looks like he's enjoyed a lot before he turned sleepy. He's got those squinty eyes. Maybe he's partaking in something. Maybe he's just that tired. So you've got that as well. Siren. Siren is up next. She is beautiful, like going down into deep, tricking the sailors into following her to their deaths. That illustration, it's got the foil and everything down at the bottom, but it's just like not as prevalent as on some of the other cards. The Amazing Slua is next, and you've got her too, maybe a dancer or something. Beautiful. Again, like there's these cards are like, they're very similar to each other, but they're all different, and they're really awesome. A Sphinx is up next, and it's her earrings right there, her wings as ears. Definitely is the rainbowy thing there, so that one is really fun. Isn't it cool how like it starts, you start here and then you go down and it kind of just flows into this as well, so that was really cool. Witch in the Well is up next. I've heard like that story before, it sounds really familiar, but you got that illustration as well. And last but certainly not least, the best card in the deck, Wormatongue, or Wormtongue, I can't ever pronounce it, don't say it quickly enough, is right here. Like, it's a crow, it's a raven, it's definitely a corvid, and so of course I love that. That is the entire deck there. The cards themselves, really great quality. Like, they will bend, obviously, if you try to bend them, but they feel like thick cardstock right there, and the backs, those backs are just absolutely beautiful, so that's awesome as well. Now, what I'd like to do is actually, see what one of these has to share with me and with you as well. It's not going to be it's going to be with the guidebook. It's not going to be with the hardcover book, and I'm definitely reading that. So if you want a reading and you want this deck, like, part of it, then I will have read that book already. Like, I will definitely go ahead and read that book so that, like, I can share that information with you as well. That way you can get the full experience of this awesome deck. But whatever one wants to come up for us now, That is what I'm seeking out now, and I appreciate whatever that might be. I'm really excited to see which one wants to share with us today. This first time that we're working with it, the first time that we see it, and the first time it's been taken out of the package. So that definitely makes me excited to see what it has to share. Did you see that? That one just kind of flew out. That's our answer, isn't it? There we are, the one-eyed Jack. So we can enjoy that little rainbow-ishness right there. Get the guidebook right here and figure out where one-eyed Jack is in the book. It'd be nice if they gave us like a table of contents right there. Maybe they will. And then no, they don't. So we're just gonna have to like go through here and find one-eyed Jack. We've got the Dream Cadaver, the Fire Eater, the Hoodwinks, the King of Crows, Kismet, the Astounding Lady, Makahura, Lightbringer, Ludus the Wag, got that guy again, Madame Pythia, Maiden Mort, the Memento Mori Machine, the Amazing Miles Taddy, Mary, Master Kane, Molly and the Wally, Morgan, Mother Mort, I'm not gonna do that one either. There he is. There's One-Eyed Jack. This is the backstory about the One-Eyed Jack. A tall, one-eyed man directs new customers to the ticket booth just beyond the entrance with his long, sharp fingers. Welcoming attendees to the carnival, his tone changes depending on the person requesting to purchase a ticket. In the space of an instant, One-Eyed Jack goes from complimenting a kind young girl with a "My, what a beautiful outfit you're wearing," to speaking a code "We've been expecting you," to the man walking beside her. One-Eyed Jack is the carnival's wizened ringmaster. An Odin-like character, he is at once associated with knowledge, victory, and poetry, plus having pragmatic connotations to war, time, and fate. Far from being a hindrance, his one eye allows him to see through superficial appearances and speak truthful judgments. Down here we have the interpretation. Have you felt out of control recently? This card represents the guiding hand of fate. While the outcome that fate has in store for you might not be what you imagined it should be, rest assured that what will be, and prepare accordingly as best you can. Much like a riverbed guiding water on its course, you may not see the river's next turns ahead, but take comfort in knowing that a larger guiding force is about to steer your life in the right direction. But that's definitely a great message in my opinion. Definitely one that I can relate to. I don't know about you, but you got that divine timing, that trust into yourself. And the fact that he's one-eyed, like it said, that's so that you can seek out like the truth and everything. Take that time. That one eye within us, even if we have two eyes, is that third eye, like it's right between our eyes, that's right there above our noses. So it's saying trust that intuition, trust our higher selves. Trust our own inner truths and believe in ourselves. Even if we're weird, we're the one. We are the ones in control of our lives. So that's definitely a fantastic first message for this deck to share with us. Seriously, I am already in love with this Oracle deck. I'm so excited to add it to my Oracle collection and to be able to share it with all of you. If you are interested in having this, like I said, just comment on this video that you want a reading. Book one directly on my website. The way I do my website, if you're curious about getting a reading there, it's www.cosmiccrotarot.com. Is you book the reading. You tell me how many, it's based on the amount of cards that you want in your reading. And then there's of course the Celtic Cross. If you know tarot, you know what the Celtic Cross is. That's the creme de la creme in that deck, or in that selection. So that's definitely one that I always recommend. Like if this is your first reading, definitely think about the Celtic Cross, because that is the one that can give you the most information. But the way I do it, you book your reading and then I will automatically get an email, a notification about it. So then I'm going to email you back and ask you kinds of questions. Like, is there a specific deck that you want to use? Is there specific questions that you want? So that way it's like one-on-one, that you're able to get as much information and the information that you need to make your life what you want it to be when you get the reading. So that is completely always available if you're interested in that. So that's, if, like book it on my website, comment on this video, or even message me on either of the socials. All that information will be below, as well as a link of where you can purchase for your own collection if it is not sold out. I actually got mine from walmart.com. They had a bunch of copies and it was actually cheaper than other places. So I'll leave that link in the description below if it's still available, so you can purchase this for your own collection if that is something you want to do. That is the Carnival of Souls Oracle with those awesome backgrounds right there. Got that that little ticket right there to enter it. Of course, the guidebook, or the hardcover book, not the guidebook, but there's the guidebook. So you got all that in this box right here to start like with this deck, to really connect with it and to see what card will come up to you for you. So as always, I really appreciate you watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new and you think about like trusting yourself more, you know, trusting that third eye, really trusting your intuition. I'm gonna put everything back in this. I think that was like sitting, no, that was on top of the book, wasn't it? So you can put that back in, close it up. There's one last look inside of the box. We shut it up. I thank you again, and I will see you again in the next one.